What's going on, everybody? I am just a little bit frazzled to start the stream today, largely in part because all of a sudden the music that I normally use, like 75% of it or somewhere in that ballpark, is marked as unavailable on Spotify. So I gotta see if I can reach out and see if that's a known issue to them. I don't know if it's like a licensing thing lapsed. I mean, it's all free to use music. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that. I mean, I might be able to look into a more offline solution to it to not have to rely on Spotify availability. But it still is an odd thing to me. I don't really know what's going on with that or how it got to that point where it's, you know, fully lapsed and, or not fully lapsed, but most of the albums are not there. But yeah, I hope everybody had a good weekend. We're gonna be chilling with some ranked again today. That's kind of my plan unless things change. Apologies for those looking forward to the Star Wars stream on Thursday, as I was. Unfortunately, wife wasn't feeling the greatest, so took the night to just spend some chill time with her. And hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be getting a couple days in worth of that this week. So fret not. We will still get some Star Wars in, which I'm looking forward to. I guess we can just, I don't know, I was trying to think, maybe we'll just play a few holes of Challenge Circuit to warm up. I don't love just jumping right into ranked after not having played in a number of days. I mean, we should be fine, but I'll play a few holes of this, we'll get warmed up, and then we'll start ranked. And if people want to join in, I'm more than happy to have you. But Guy, how are you doing? How could I prioritize my wife over you guys? That's a very good question. It's a very good question. Because I have to live with my wife. After I log off of here, I don't have to live with you guys. Chat overlay off or removed? No, alerts and chat box were off on this scene for some reason. Nope, you're not shadow banned. Yeah, it's going off, that guy. Yeah, I don't know how chat box and alerts got shut off. What's going on, Constant Cup? Happy birthday to your fake friend that is a weird name phonetically to get me to say something that I don't want to. Yeah, sure. Happy birthday. Alright, let's see how the swing is after a few days away. Not bad, just need to finish a little bit more left. Oh, so good news. I went to the driving range today, IRL, and some of the best I've ever struck the ball. And I don't mean that in terms of like purely accuracy, because technically I was still I was over fading it. And I say over fading instead of slicing it because it was actually starting left and not going like crazy off. I need to tighten it up, but it was like maybe not the first time, but the first time in a long time where I found true compression again. And I feel like I actually like got a flow to my swing. Now, I wasn't able to replicate it with the driver. My driver distance was about the same, but I was squeezing 15 to 20 yards extra out of my irons than I had been, and it was a great feeling. Michael, thank you for the YouTube sub. It was a good feeling. I did enjoy it. It's not gonna get left enough from here. It's gonna move a little left. That's really what I needed to do. There we go. An eagle after a few days away. Not a bad way to start. Yeah, we're definitely in a bit of a content lull, I would say, here at the turn of the seasons for TGC. I mean, we're gonna play ranked, but I am certainly all ears for suggestions. I am certainly all ears for suggestions on what might be good ideas for content. Hey, good evening, BC. Well, I didn't really read that one. I put extra power and then I aimed like normal. Star Wars didn't stick. No, so we're still gonna be doing Star Wars. We're splitting time. We're splitting time with it. I just mean in the sense of like the golf content itself. Because I'm trying to split it and not just abandon golf during the off season. Right? Like obviously it's technically a thing that we could do is just straight up abandon golf and be like, all right, we'll be back when it's time. But I'm not planning on doing that. Ultimately, the plan is to still do 2 days golf, 2 days variety, like we had originally talked about. But it's kind of the what do we do with golf while TGC is out. What's going on, Andrew? Max, welcome back. Would I use all of them? Voted on the sticks? No. I think there are probably, I don't know offhand what they would be, but I would imagine that there are probably better things to wish for. Ooh, if this gets a nice kick down, we could be golden. Oh, so close. Rank grind is what we're leaning towards. I think at the moment. Hey, Baffled, how are we doing? Hello, hello. Rank seems like the most natural. We could definitely try and do like impossible challenge stuff. Honestly, a lot of that stuff just comes down to like, what are people most interested in? I overdid it. I mean, the kind of fun thing, I guess, about the rank grind is being able to get people involved with it, you know? Play the ranked duos. And just have like a chill, just have chill streams hanging out and laddering up with the community. But it's also, yeah, unfortunately, I can't separate myself from the content creation mindset of like, well, what do people want to see? I'm always trying to find, what is the happy medium between what do people want to see and what do I want to do? If I'm being completely honest, there's not really like a, oh, I want to do this. Like, there's not really an answer there for me inside the golf space. Hey, what's going on, Matt? Welcome back. Alright, I'll play out this front nine and then we'll get rolling on ranked. I'm still annoyed about whatever has happened here with the music. So if the music suddenly feels repetitive tonight, I apologize. Most of it's missing from Spotify and I don't know why. Is that gonna be a little bit left? Oh man. That was tracking a good distance. Oh, that would be me to miss that because it's a downhill putt. It's like barely moving, but it does move. TGC is done playoffs, BC. That's what I'm saying, like trying to figure out how to fill the void. Ow, that was bad. Double cross. Not too concerned about these guys. Yeah, I just the fast forward sunk putt, and I'm like, oh. I see. I ended up not having to worry about them. It was not a problem, but you say something like that and then suddenly you're like, oh, that's fun. Now we are swinging pretty well and swinging in rhythm, which is good to see. So if we're swinging like this, maybe we'll find a hole out at some point or another. Black Myth Wukong? Fan of Souls video game? Oh yeah, big fan of Souls stuff. The concern, BC, isn't so much the variety side of things. I have plenty of games that I haven't played. It's just that I don't want to abandon golf. Yeah, we just started. I guess that was 9 holes. All right, let's play some ranked. Do we have any interested parties in ranked duos, or should I just hop into some solo ranked for the time being? Yeah, we just started Star Wars Jedi Survivor last week. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play it Thursday. I ended up taking off stream. But yeah, so we've got plenty of other things to play, but I don't want to give up golf in the off season here, so I'm trying to split time, and I think even when the season comes back, we'll probably split time. I just have a hard time stepping away from it fully, because this is kind of the lifeblood. Finally got 2K25. You're very upset about the overall system. It's not like any golf game that's been made. You can't even hit the ball straight consistently. Low overalls just suck. A little bit of both. So there's gonna be. So I'll show you, Matt, the best stuff that you can do early. So the overall goes up as you level up, right? There's the level and then there's the overall. The level up you get for experience. As you apply attribute points, your overall goes up. So contact and swing path are going to be very important in terms of consistency. Correction and shaping can help some things, but swing path and contact are going to be the big thing. I'll say the earliest skills that you would want to get, these are the biggest boosts. Swing path and contact on approach, and swing path and contact on the tee shot. Similarly, any of the shots, you're going to get the biggest boost from that. I would also recommend the choked approach. Swing path and contact are the biggest factors. As you can see here, like I'm skipping over rhythm. Contact and swing path are the biggest ones to factor in. That's going to give you the most, and then you want to just add on some extra swing path and contact and fittings and such as well. With my bag on higher, let's see, because 4-iron's my first thing without, what am I looking for here? So I have 90 and 91 contact and swing path on my irons, added with the bonuses. It's still going to be tough. The diagonal swing takes a bit to get used to. But those you will see your biggest gains from that side of the perk tree, even more so than the levels, I would say. All right, we'll roll a solo here, and I'll try and remind as we get towards the end of the match. Yeah, if anybody wants to play ranked, it is open invitation. VC for the perks, no. So you get the skill points by leveling up. You just acquire those per level. It only costs VC to respec them. Attribute points cost VC to level up. So oh, the shed's coming tomorrow? Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Glad you answered the unknown number. Yeah, the Amish call it the most random times. 8:30 at night, 7 a.m. right on the dot. Literally downloaded 23 again after a couple of hours. It's not that bad. We're gonna lay it back. The 7 a.m. one was worse. Yeah, completely caught off guard. Waking up and like, what What is happening? Okay, the wind. Maybe it was the line, maybe it was the wind. Definitely helped me out there a little bit. Be here before 3. Yeah, hopefully not too late, because... Well, I mean, I guess we don't have dinner plans until a little bit later. What up, Zay? I haven't played in almost 2 months. Season 3 Archetype. Magician. They're pushing off my sculptor. Pushing off my sculptor. One more detailed question you have. The arrow that shows on the golf ball in the HUD? Is that how you have to swing the stick? So... Yes and no. Ooh. I don't actually... I'll have to check when you set up the spin. So I know it goes in the general direction. I don't know if as you adjust the spin, the little white notches, Matt, are where you need to swing. So yes, the arrow is kind of, but as you can see, the arrow aims at the swing path line, but not at the contact line at the top. The white arrows are what you're looking at. You can see how they highlight blue then when we hit them. Nothing like putting a little pressure on. It's not bad. Definitely a less lofted shot than we had. Still sat pretty well. Based off what I'm saying, gonna give it another shot? Yeah, it takes time, takes some practice. But it's definitely a conquerable beast. I'm actually just gonna choke this shot down a little bit. Because my goal is always just leave myself a good wedge. I love wedges. Wedges are a happy place. Full wedges at that. I don't want this shot where now I'm down in an awkward partial wedge. I mean, to some they can play that. But for me, the adjustments to wind and everything just come off a lot more painful. Still a little bit to the right. Hey, welcome back, Zayden. What's going on, Sky Felix? Any tips for approach shots on downhill lies? Account for some extra distance, depending on how steep it is, and if you're using a wedge, like wedges, you might get basically the lower lofted, the or the higher lofted the club, it tends to be the more distance add that you get on the downhill lie. Okay, hopefully we can sink this putt. Nice. Yeah, downhill lie I would say a lot of that has to do with distance adjustment. I pulled it, or by pulled it I mean closed it. Which definitely hurt me, because putting that spin into a left to right wind I think is a distance killer, because you lose distance from the contact miss and then you lose. Mama's Clunker, what's going on? How are you doing? I was gonna say, I don't think I gave him a read because it was a basically straight putt, but you gotta hit it. You gotta hit it. Plain as that. And I can't. I'm gonna try and get out to the range in a couple days and like try and confirm things, but man, did that feel good today. Actually getting some compression on the ball, getting a swing feel that finally made things click and feel different but right. Now I just got to get out there and do it again and keep getting better. And try and be a little bit straighter, because I am definitely hitting more cut than I'd like. That's not a terrible spot to be. Up around the green on the... or in the bunker like that. We're in an awkward spot. I think we take the 4-iron. Maybe try and try and squeeze it a little bit. Don't know if this is gonna chase the way that I'd like. I'm hoping it gets a good couple bounces off of the fairway and releases. I would say that that does the trick. Hey, what's going on, Bretchen? First time tuned in live? Been enjoying the videos? I appreciate that, man. Welcome. Extremely impressive gameplay. It's a good watch. Thank you. Hey, good evening, Eat. Welcome back, sir. Yeah, when we're rolling, Bretchen, definitely tee to green. We're up there. We're up there in the game. My short game is definitely the thing that lets me down the most compared to the top players of the game. And my putting is not near as strong. Yeah, and I don't hole as near as many chips, but yeah, when we're rolling, tee to green is a very good thing. Have a go at me, Alex, or have a go with me? because I don't tend to play against people. I mean, I don't play against people in the sense of like, you know, 1v1 me, bro. Like, I'll play people obviously in ranked and in tournament stuff. Ooh, he almost found a nice spot. I mean, I guess at this point, just trying to find anything. I suppose. And that's tough because we actually hit 101 and the 0.74 over. Hey, Samume, welcome back. Depending on where you finish in the rankings, get extra rewards. Nothing carries over to the new game. I don't think ranked has anything. Well, I don't know that. I know that ranked tours has some stuff for. I don't know if it's just for what you achieve at the best or if it's where you finish. Somebody else might have to answer that. Beautiful. So yeah, I know at a minimum, like in ranked, I know you're getting stuff as you play each tier, and I know that you're getting stuff as you... Yeah, they give it... I'll have to look. I know that there's like stuff as you hit ranks. I don't know if there's like an end of season payout though, for how you finished it. All right, so far in the last 2 weeks, all the solo stuff, we've won all 15 holes that we've played of solos. Let me see with this. So in this, so they've got promotion rewards. So you get a thing if you play a couple rounds at a rank, which I guess is just to say that you like hold a thing, and then I guess they have levels. I don't know what the level cap is for playing ranked, but if you play X number of holes in ranked, you'll unlock rewards. I know in ranked tours, there's also a reward system. There's a participation reward and a rank reward. I don't know if you have to finish the season in the rank or just achieve the rank at some point. It seems to be less about where you finish and more about like having achieved it and spent some time there, and they give you some rewards for it. The socks are all you wanted this season. All right. Yeah, here, Alex. I'll throw you the code here. That goes for anybody. Gonna play around with Alex here, but yeah, if anybody wants to play ranked duos tonight, we're gonna go for a few hours, and so people are more than welcome to hop in. Is Sculptor the meta in ranked? I don't think so. I've used Sculptor since day one, but I also think that Technician is probably the overall meta. Maybe now that we've moved a few seasons in, Magician would be the other. I think Sculptor is likely a little bit down the totem pole. I personally like Sculptor a lot, though. And that, I think, a lot comes from my comfortability and consistency. You know, where I feel like the recovery stat being high on Magician is a waste, and I find that the Technician has too much contact and swing path versus power. This I find to be a better blend for myself. I'm sure it has some shortcomings. But yeah, this is definitely preference for me, but I would say Sculptor is probably not meta. I would think Technician is probably the most common, just because I think that overall people struggle to hit consistently. As is example by we've got this guy doing practice swings and then shanking it left. So. $311 yards to the pin. Oh, it's drivable? I was gonna say you could leave me 100 yards, but if it's drivable and like actually stickable, then, you know, send it. Even between Technician, Magician, and Sculptor? You think it's even? I feel like it's probably in that order. I think Powerhouse is too leaned away from Forgiveness, and I think that Greenskeeper just sucks. It's too many points in green ability, like in your putting, and not enough in your tee to green. So I'm sorry if that's news to anybody, if that's bursting a bubble. But yeah, if you're playing Greenskeeper, you're just wasting. I overswung it. Almost hold it, but came out a little hot. How many are on the list, JB? Nobody. You can be first in queue. You can be first in the queue. Good putt, Alex. Yeah, we just I played 9 holes of CC, and then I played a ranked solo match. This is our first duo. Bad drive, nice. I don't think that was a bad drive. Drivable par 4 to the bunker. It's not bad at all. Did that guy even aim? It was like he had started swinging as control changed over to him. Maybe speed is their issue. Plat exhibition this week? I don't know. Is that something that people want to see? I guess is really the question. Like I can sweat out Plat exhibition. Obviously, it's at the expense of ranks, so it's really a question of what do the people want? What do the people want? And maybe that's a thing that we make a poll for Wednesday's stream? No. The way of the 108? I mean, I understand the benefits of the 108. I just can't hit the 108. That's el problemo. Yeah, what's going on, Hunter? Just for the occasion, we love it. Oh, you know, went to the range today, so just prepped and ready. See, that's the thing. Some of these lies can come out. Some of these can come out 100%. Some of them can come out 86%. I think that's where I get caught out, is like the flyer lies out of the bunker. Is this Cape Mornington? I'll have to check. Trying to get more into the funny attire, like crazy colors or designs? Something to spice up your round with the boys? Yeah, I don't have anything crazy. All of my stuff I feel like is pretty normal. Yeah, this is Cape Mornington. It is indeed. I don't want to spend the money on it, but I do like the look of hold on. I do like golf sidekicks clothing line. But I can't justify spending 70 bucks on a shirt. I mean, even if you buy a couple, $60, $65. But here's a good one. Here's a good one for you, Hunter. I'm not sponsored by him, but he's a YouTuber that I enjoy. Flock around and find out. $80%. See, the 5-iron goes through. This is not good. $103? Come on, get there. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's not a bad recovery. I always get emails from Fabletics about 80% off store-wide. It's like Lululemon, but different name. Expensive shirts for Walmart prices. Yeah, I know of Fabletics. I've heard pretty good things. A lot of the stuff I have are like Nike outlet. A lot of stuff I have are like Nike outlet, so it's all like a little bit on the cheaper side because Nike's trying to clear out from their outlet store. That's when my wife would pick me up shirts. I did get a couple for my birthday. I think one's Yada Golf and I forget what the other one is. They're both pretty nice. They're actually like really light. Like these are like Nike Dry Fit, which is why I wear them. People are like, obviously it's, oh, wearing golf stuff on stream, but at the same time, it gets hot in my room and it's the summer and stuff. So having breathable shirts on some of the nights are definitely good. But yeah, those are things to look into, Hunter. Hey, you might not get like the most whatever, but if you can find like a Nike outlet store, you might find a good deal or two in there. I'm just gonna give them that. We don't need to. They got it on the green. We don't need them to be those people that ping pong back and forth. Hopefully they just give this to us, but if we've got to earn it, so be it. I'm glad I got 103 on that, though. Very, very glad I got 103 on that, because I think if we hit 100 or 101, we're in that front bunker. Silky smooth little hybrid out here. Should be a nice wedge. Real nice gray Napa polo, very breathable, recommend it. Yeah, all the stuff, I have a good number of like golf polos. These days, These days I only have like a couple of actual polos. All right. Since that was not a complete match, we'll do one more, Alex. We'll do one more before any sort of rotation. Do one more and then we'll get you in here, JB. 1v1. I'm not running 1v1s. I'm just doing ranked duos. Just doing ranked duos tonight. Again, I really don't dwell in the business of 1v1 me, streamer. I'll play if you're on the other end of a match play tournament, but yeah, polo. So collared shirt. I have a few polos that are not like golf polos, but most of my polos these days are like the breathable dry fit material. They're just so nice. What's going on, oversized? We got one in the queue. But if you stick around a bit, you can definitely hop in after them. So yeah, these are just, it's so nice because they're breathable. It feels good. You know, it's nice when you're out in the sun or even just like when it's warm and you're inside with the heat. I love them. What's going on, oversized? How are you doing, dude? So yeah, we're playing this match, and then we've got a match with JB, and then Q is free from there. Hey, thank you for the YouTube sub. Appreciate that, oversized. This is not really the greatest like distance angle combo, but it's still 122 yards, so I'm not upset about it. I like the beanie. At least from this side, it reminds me of like a Penn State beanie, so I'm a little biased. But yeah, I think it's not innately obvious, but as I play ranked, very clear to me that course management is definitely a stronger suit of mine. Now that's not to say that putting it down into a pitch isn't ever the option. But I feel like when the winds are low like this and the courses are fairly tame in conditions, just putting yourself down into a wedge is a nice place to be. Because, like, look at this lie. So you've got 78 yards, which is either you're trying to play a pitch or you're trying to choke down your lob wedge. And it's just an awkward lie, it's an awkward leave. It definitely works, but like there just wasn't a lot of green to work with or anything of that nature. Come on, man. I mean, not that it matters because they put their first one in the water, which I completely forgot about. But you always want to sink them. You always want to sink them. That's the competitor in me, is I always want to make everything. Playing on more tame greens will help with the putting. Probably a bad time for that question. No, I think it does. Because I would say, Fly Guy, that when we play True Sim tends to have more tame greens. And I technically don't putt better against like having grids, but I putt better than when the greens get faster more often than not. I think I read the breaks a little bit better. I think as the breaks get stronger, right? Because with the green speed increase, the breaks get inherently tougher. Like, I tend to putt better on the slower. I think like that moderate, medium, fast tends to be my happy place. Once you start going up fast, very fast, I start to struggle a bit more. But then again, like, I think some of it also depends on the course and how it is at the pin, right? Is it crazy breaking pin high? Because I have very good distance control, but my problem ends up being a lot of times that I'll end up like 3 to 5 yards, left or right of the hole. And so being pin high, sometimes where you want to be is short of the hole, but dead on line, which is obviously not the easiest thing when you've got all these side hill lies and the winds and everything. What I do hope is that this can like help me a little bit. In seeing some of those things. I definitely got low rolled. And there may have... See, the thing that's funky is I don't think when you're playing ranked versus playing a society, I think in a society it does not lie to you about what the wind is. But I think in ranked, I don't think you're always getting exactly what the wind is. I think sometimes the wind can be more, sometimes the wind can be less. And like you're trusting what the wind says. But it's just not... I just don't think it's always true in ranked. Ooh, close. Close. Alright, try and speed up the rounds here a little bit if we can. When they're putting from distance for like 2 strokes worse. Yeah, I'm always trying to... Always trying to pay attention and see like what my misreads are and try and get better at putting. Can't always get there, but definitely trying our best to improve it. Like make mental notes of like, okay, like I tend to misread on the low side. So, working to get the adjustment, because sometimes I like feel it and I'm like, okay, this feels like it should be more outside. But a lot of that still comes down to, okay, but why? Like what am I misreading earlier in the putt that once I like reread the whole thing as a whole, I'm like, this just doesn't feel right. Okay, so they have to lay up with a front pin like this. We likely have to as well. Although, you could probably just send it into that front bunker. It wouldn't be the worst thing. Kick left. That's even better than the front bunker, friend. Nice shot. Nice shot. This is an awkward distance. It's a very awkward distance IRL too. I played in a scramble a couple weeks ago, and we had quite a few shots from like 35 to 40 yards. Like a lot. But I mean, the other guy that I was playing with was probably, you know, he was very similar handicap to me, I think. You know, spends a lot of time in the hundreds. Yeah, the two of us shot an 89 together, so we did all right by our standards. Yeah, spent a lot of time in that distance and not with much consistency. You know, definitely a lot of guessing. Ooh, sinking a putt from range, are they? Hey, what's going on, Jackson? How are you doing? Just sneaking it in. So it's like those are really tough ones because it's like it's barely moving that whole way, but it's downhill, which means it's actually moving a little bit more. So like trying to make that adjustment, it's tough. .216, but they have like a wood in hand. Yeah, I mean their best chance is to play it out. It sounded like a hybrid though, because it came off with a ting. Hey, what's going on, Harvey? South Africa. It's like what, 4 a.m. for you? If I remember correctly. I do not have a lot of room to work with here. I kind of have to play this on the low roll. I mean, if it goes long, it goes long. Okay, low roll is a good call. I think it was a 5 hybrid, Matthew. Yeah, I thought 5 would at first, but it came off with that ting sound. So, I mean, immediately know it's hybrid. I mean, that makes sense because I play a 4-iron to 216. And so you wouldn't want to take 4. He probably has slightly less distance anyway than I do because I tend to play a little bit more than average, I think. So yeah, 5 hybrid checks out. Not exactly the best lag putt of all time. I think you got it. What a save. What a save. Making the 18-foot par putt. Alright, we got up and down. I'm not, not too pressed to think that they'll come back on this, but you know, gotta still play it out. Just want to make sure I get it to a spot where it'll kick a little bit left and not go out into that bunker. I don't think that driver is necessary here. You can go for it, you can definitely get it. It probably leaves us with a little bit more wedge opportunity, but there's room on the green. 157 yards is not bad, I don't think. I mean, the lie is maybe the worst part of all of this, but it should be a nice 9. Get a little kick left and release. I'll take it. I'll take it. Some work left. Some work left for sure. I need to figure out how to hit a draw IRL so that I can better straighten my ball flight out. Because right now I'm making good contact and I'm not losing the ball so much, but I'm definitely coming over the top because it's hitting like a low cut. But boy does it feel good to hit a compressed, like actually hearing the sound off of the club face today to a high handicapper. That was a glorious thing. It was just a glorious feeling. It did not have much break on that putt, did it? One. Ooh, close. Close. But again, that's kind of back to what I was talking about earlier of the reading it, aiming it, and then being like, that doesn't feel like enough, and making an adjustment. I need to get that first read down. Don't love having that like, that doesn't feel right. I want to get to the point where I can read it and be like, no, that's correct. This guy definitely playing his shot. Definitely playing his shot. Ooh, 128 yards. That's like right on my gap wedge. Depending on what the wind is doing. That could be a very friendly shot. We cooked it. Uphill, tailwind. That is right at it. Kick forward, nice little putt up the hill. Okay. Didn't need the loft. But again, I can't be too critical over. I can't be too critical over the wind reads because I think that there's fluctuation on the wind where it's not necessarily always reading true, which is annoying. I mean, obviously it makes it a little bit more realistic, but I appreciate the ability to use the accuracy at hand, you know? Alright, GG's. GG's, GG's. Bunch of new stuff I'll never use, nice. Come on, people. Please. Please. No rush, I guess. Oh, somebody pressed a button. Other guy, not so much. All right. Easy peasy. Hey, no worries, JB. We're gonna take a quick break. So I'll throw the room code in chat. We'll take our quick 3-minute break to clear the pre-rolls, and then we'll rock and roll. Hey, thanks, Alex. Thanks for playing, man. Oops. Nope. Ah. I hit X thinking that I had accidentally like readied it up, but it's like there's a ready up before you actually go. All right. All right. So, like I said, we got to take a quick 3-minute break to clear the pre-rolls out. So I want to say first off, thank you very much for hanging out this evening. We've got plenty more ranked action to come. Trying to keep in my mind a queue here, so if anybody wants to join in and play ranked duos with me, you're more than welcome to enter that, and I'll do my best to try and rotate people through. So yeah, go stretch your legs, go grab a drink, grab a snack, do what you gotta do. And I'll see you guys back here in 3 minutes.
It's raining!
Ads. Try again, JB. I wonder if it's because I disabled the room code. I didn't realize that that didn't just hide it, like it actually disabled it. So try that same room code again. See if it lets you in. If not, then I'll back out and recreate the room. Here, let me create a new code. I don't know if me toggling it has screwed anything up. All right. Here, try that one, JB. Okay, so I am, since we were talking about it earlier, I'm gonna make a poll and I'll post it and pin it in the streams. I'll put it as these two options for now because these are kind of the two things that were being tossed around. So next golf stream, ranked duos with viewers as we've been doing, or the TGC Plat exhibition event. And then I'll post this in Discord as well. Think I can, yeah. And date'll be start of stream, 8 p.m. tomorrow, save, cool beans. All right, so we'll do that. Please vote, pin, and then I will throw this into the YouTube chats as well so that anybody coming in. Bryce, how are we doing? Cersei, how are we doing? Am I a golf instructor in real life too? No, I'm a 27 handicap. I suck at real golf. I enjoy it. I'm trying to get better. Suck at it. I'm a software developer. Gone for a bit. Life is lifing. Life do be like that sometimes. Life do be like that sometimes. Good to have you though. All right, let me throw this in here. And then we'll pin that as well. Oh yeah, pin it, and then we will drop that. Cool beans. Don't tell you what to do? Okay, fine. Don't do it. Don't do it. You don't have to. You know, just throwing it out there as an option. I'm going out here. Feel like it's a lot. It was tucking? What a read. What a read. Maybe the polo shirt? I just, I mean, I went to the range today. I went to the range today. I like the breathable shirts. I think they're a good option. I think they're a very good option for the summertime. Play great in real life called. No, I just wear the polo. I enjoy it. Not good at it, but I do enjoy it. Okay, I wasn't expecting the vote to go so lopsided. I'll keep that in mind going forward through this off season. Maybe the ranked with chat is just a here and there thing to be done. I don't know. I enjoy it, but maybe we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think the other option that I didn't put on there, because I didn't want to overwhelm, once you start putting more than 2 options, it's kind of tough. But I think the other thing would be like impossible challenge attempts. But again, I don't really know what people's interests are in those sorts of things. I think I'm just in a weird place because my channel is largely built around TGC Tours. So when it goes into the off season, I go, I don't know what to do. Planer is a great swing trainer. If I have a Christmas list to make, something to think about for sure. IRL golf streams, yeah. Let me get out on the course at 8 o'clock at night. I'm sure they would love that. You guys can see nothing. I can see nothing. Trespassing. It'd be great. It'll be a grand old time. Need glow-in-the-dark golf balls. But I probably also need glow-in-the-dark trees. Ask forgiveness, not permission. 108 JB? Yeah, but now look what that got me. A 99-yard shot. Now you're flirting with my lob wedge range. I don't want to have to do too much shaping. You're quite fortunate on this one. Perfect 62. Of course, I double crossed myself. And then, sure, yeah, we'll zip like that for no particular reason. Is that because of the double cross? Why do you punish me so? Good try. That's my bad. I don't know how I got... That's on a steep line. It's on the wrong side of both. Well, I've got a 60 degree. I don't know. I feel like at this point I'm just too stubborn to change to the 62. It's probably not a bad idea. Probably not a bad idea, but again, stuck in my ways. All right, let's fix that swing path. There we go. A little bit better. Oh, come on. Wow, 94 yards. Maybe the rough is actually an odd blessing in that it puts us to a fuller, yeah, just a full wedge. I'm surprised that chased the way that it did. I thought I had enough room, but I also didn't look exactly how far it was down there. Not gonna lie. Always a tough drive, not a tough dive. Tough drive there with the way that fairway is laid out. I would still think from this spot that... Is that straight into heavy? It is. Still would think we were generally in a better position. Oh, let's go chase a little bit. It's tough though, because you don't want to land it like too short. Got too far to the right. It's not going to drift back enough. Close. So close. Okay, I mean, they've got an 18-footer to take it. Don't think that's coming back. Okay, we're good. We're good. Flyer lie. Yeah, it's tough because it's heavy rough and it's that downhill, so it's like, okay, how much is this thing gonna squirt out? You know it's gonna run out of the heavy, but you don't know. Oh, this is not the hole I was thinking of. I think one of the Alvarsha courses has a similar hole pin layout, but on a much longer club. Maybe this is the one I'm thinking of, but I thought I could have sworn there's one that's a much longer iron shot. It's on a line. Shot. Now the question is, what are they going to do as a follow-up? A little shorter. Yeah, there's the duality of wedges in that wedges are very good to be quite precise with, but if you are off or if you like, you know, double cross yourself or anything like that, it sits. So like even if you manage to put it on line and you're short or long, like you don't give yourself a chance. Anyone in the queue for the next match eat? I believe we have, if Oversized is still hanging around, they would be up next. If they are not here, then the queue is open beyond that. All right, it's not 108 JB, but it'll have to do. Hey, good evening, RJ. How are we doing, dude? Hope the weekend went well. Yeah, 234 in. That's it's important. It's a whole club left. A whole club less at big. Yeah, the big gaps in the bag. It's no guarantee that we can still even get it necessarily close. But I feel like the odds go up. That's gonna go downhill behind. This guy's outfit is absurd, Matt. Yeah, they definitely have some outfits in the game that are a little less conventional. I would probably say is the best way to put it. Well, Cowboy on the Horse. I want to say that was like a season. That may have been a season 1 thing. That may have been a season 1 thing. Oh, that's gotta sit, JB. Yep, we're down the ridge too. Alberto Ravioli, what's going on, dude? Thank you for the follow. Wait till they see yours. What are I'm scared, Yeet. I'm scared, man. Playing with someone from chat. JB in the chat. Same name as same username. Don't have someone good to play with? We'll hop in the queue. Right now we've got 1, possibly 2 in the queue, but fairly open. $69, nice. Still low. I'm making the adjustments and I'm still low. Oh, they hold theirs. I didn't even recognize. I guess that makes sense. I'm decent. I don't play a lot of ranked, so don't be concerned by my par ranking. I'm like par 2 and par 3. I think it's all as it does. I don't play it. I'm ranked 20th in the world right now in TGC Tours. If that puts your mind at rest. We were 16th last week, but I got kicked out of the playoffs and then got knocked down. Got kicked down 4 spots. What I get a feel? Well, it's one of those, like, I don't play ranked, so I can't be like, well, yeah, look at my rank as proof. But I also don't assume that everybody knows what TGC Tours is, so. Easier than that? Yeah, I don't envy this shot. 54 yards, which means you're like partial pitching or trying to partial. I guess lob shot is a thing, so that's gonna be really nice for them, yeah. I don't have the lob shot yet because I haven't played enough this season. See if this comes out a fly or lie. I don't love it. I tried to overpower it. couldn't get it over the 101, but that was definitely the right read. Hey, what's going on, Isaac? Welcome back. What is TGC Tours, Saxton? So TGC Tours is a third-party website run through societies in the game. So essentially what they have fleshed out is a 15 tour, like 15 flight system. So there's the Platinum Tour, which is supposed to be your top guys like the PGA Tour. Then you've got the Elite Tour, which is European Tour, now DP World Tour. Kinetic would be Corn Ferry, and then they have 12 flights of the Challenge Circuit. And so basically, you qualify into it. There are weekly tournaments. You can progress up and down the flights based on how you play. You know, they've got a ranking system as well. All that fun stuff. So that's the majority of our content, is those tournaments. We play on the Platinum Tour. Give me the kick left. Okay. Anyone can join. Yeah, it's open. If you go to, I'll throw a link in the chat. We're in the off season right now. So there's qualifying every week during the season. It's probably not going to start back up, I think, until like the end of September. But if you give that a look, there will be a bunch of information there. You can join the Discord. The Discord is probably more up to date at this point than the website is. But you can get information in there about difficulty settings and qualifying and all that. Way better than TGC-G, only because you started TGC, we're not very good at this. Crazy come up, speed ran through CC to G before the season ended. Yeah, I mean, if you're consistently moving up quickly, you're probably a better tour than where you're currently at. You're probably a few flights better before you start to really slow down a little bit. But yeah, so we play on the Platinum Tour. We've been on the Platinum Tour for close to 5 years now, pretty much. I don't win on Plat. I play consistently well. I don't run with the front runners most weeks. We made every cut up until the last one for the playoffs, which was tight because it was only 30 people got in. We've won a couple of True Sim events. Typically top 5 in True Sim every week. Got the 40 under, better the last 2 events of the season. Very nice. This ought to be a little short. I'm gonna try and just squeeze it a little bit. Oh, that was a bigger bounce. That shot through. Like, bounce-wise, that took a pretty heavy kick. Like, otherwise I wouldn't have squeezed it, but hard to know. Probably around CCC's B to A if you're locked in. Definitely not a bad place to be. I mean, it gets pretty competitive. For sure. Okay, well, we're still inside, so we should be good. You're not hooked on the lob shot? It's helped you a few times though that you've tried it. Yeah, I don't have the lob yet. Firm greens probably. I would think so. The thing that sucks is you don't know. Like, you can only really tell what the greens are doing just by feel. They don't tell you as opposed to like if you're playing any sort of local match or match with that you set up or societies, like you can see what the firmness is. It sucks that they don't tell you what the default firmnesses are. All right, GG's JB. So oversized, are you lurking about? I'll give you a minute or two here. Otherwise I'll get you in here. Yeet. Hey Jonasy, how are you doing? Lowest scorecard for golf? I think the lowest we've shot this game is 19 under, which we definitely could have shot in the 20s. I don't think that my stats are gonna really tell me anything. Scoring average 57. Is there a... See, yeah, the best round is like some stupid 9-hole thing, probably. All right, oversized. Let's do it. Then we got Yeet in the queue, and then Alberto. Does he not have to get the spinner? A lot of skill points that you save. Okay, interesting. That makes sense. I hadn't really thought about it. All right, oversized. So you just go in and do join with room code, and then punch that room code in. And that's gonna be your ticket. I believe that's a 0 and not an O, which is dumb as all get out. But yeah, Alberto, look how good I am. Look at my ranks. so skilled in the ways of the video game. I am. If this is anything to judge my skill. Generally, I do feel bad for opponents, though. Although, JB, what were the, I didn't see, what were the ranks of the last players? Because your rank is higher, so there's definitely the chance that we pull better players when we queue up. Should hang my head in shame, Cavill? Yeah. Probably should. Probably should. Yeah, what up, V-Town? Good to see you again as well. That was their placement matches. They had no rank. Okay, well, I mean, they took us to 18, so... Definitely faced worse. They've definitely faced worse. So I ended up not streaming on Thursday, V-Town. Wife wasn't feeling that great, so I just took the evening to hang out with her. The fun of the first trimester. Sometimes you just randomly feel bleh. Plus, it's just been a stretch where my wife's social interaction has only been our toddler. So, kind of a mix of the two. Because friends of ours that she hangs out with, her and their kids, they were on vacation and other stuff with the summer, like people are busy. So large stretch of her and a 2-year-old talking her ear off and not spending time with me, and she wasn't feeling great, so. Play it on a short? Yeah, those were clips from the first stream. I have a couple clips from the first stream that might make it to shorts. But yeah, so if all goes correctly, we should play tomorrow. Am I number 1 in the world yet, Ross? We're getting close. Getting close. You think this guy actually is on NRG? I'm gonna guess not. I'm gonna guess probably not. don't think it's carrying. As long as we can get over the lip. $27. It could be good. It could also be here. It's also on the uphill lie, so like... Freaking double crossed it. Got the low roll too, but the double cross doesn't help. I think what ends up happening on those is I don't know, I don't get a left enough, and then I think somehow because I don't get left enough, then I go too left at the top of the swing. Alright, plenty of golf left. Ever play with the mic on? No. Sometimes, like, if I know the person that I'm playing with, like in like a scheduled like event with other streamers and stuff, like I'll play in Discord, but I don't. This is routed through my capture card and stuff, so like I don't even have the headset like to talk through it if I wanted to. Almost saved it. Almost saved it. Oh man, if I make that, we're actually able to split the hole. Okay. I did not hit a good recovery shot though. What is this? So this is, we're playing ranked duos right now, V-Town. Yeah, our normal content is tournament play. Yeah, True Sim and the like. True Sim and Plat. But we are in the off season, so TGC Tours follows the IRL golf calendar. For the most part, obviously on Plat, yeah, we're playing wildly different courses. True Sim plays sometimes the same courses or sometimes just similar style or designer. But since the Tour Championship was this past weekend, also GG's to Tommy Fleetwood. I don't love seeing that going into the Ryder Cup. You know, just that sort of form from the Europeans, but I'm very happy for him winning it. That said, I think they're waiting until probably like Sanderson Farms weekend to kick off TGC again, and then it'll start to go. I think what we're probably going to do is run TGC Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday variety, probably until like February when it starts to come back around to like the more popular PGA events. Okay. Apparently the bunker is their nemesis. That being said, we also have We also have a baby coming in the start of March, so we might not get back to like the full-time golf anyway. So we're just gonna kind of play things out, see what schedule looks like. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out YouTube content postpartum for a while without streams. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll have some YouTube videos that we can cook up. I don't know what that looks like though, but we'll play it by ear. We'll try and figure things out as we go along. Can't believe they don't follow the TGL schedule in the off season, Ross. Yeah, get the simulator courses recreated. Also, Ross, get in there. Thank you for taking the time to rack up over 9,000 channel points. I was thinking about it. I don't ever do like the points gambling and stuff. Maybe that's something to add. Maybe it's not something to add, I don't know. Something I thought about though was like maybe there's something to be done with it. It's good enough. I didn't want it to be that close, but we're fine. Give top 10 platinum, auto placement into platinum, then have 3 tournaments where everyone else from the Pro Tours plays and get placed in their flight according to the finish. I don't think they're looking for any more work in between seasons, to be honest. Yeah, new game means new mechanics, so everybody requalifies, and in between seasons, I think it's just easiest to keep everybody where they were. Nice putt. Three 3 TGL mode in this game, probably because they didn't get. Yeah, TGL's not included with their Tiger licensing. Come on, start feeding back to the right. Great distance control, just can't ever get it like straight at the hole. I not can't ever, but most of the time I'm always off like that to the sides. First trailer drop during a TGL match, and they have TGL merch in the shop. Right, but that's probably the extent of it. And maybe their reasoning for it is like it's already hard enough to get 2v2s, and so like a new game mode is just, the more game modes you have, the more player base you need to support it, because you need people. You don't want to create a mode that requires more people and then have it be dead. Like, that's not good optics. Is TGL course in the game? No, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think that having a TGL course would be pretty neat, and I don't think it would be that hard of a lift. I don't know if the distance, like if they're afraid that it wouldn't play that tough because video game. I mean, obviously they have real courses, so I don't know. Big fan of the points for gambling or whatever? Yeah, I mean, there's not much to do with the points. I have it that you can get a custom Discord color. What else do we have for the channel points? The highlight message, which is not really much of anything. Yeah, the Discord color and like the emotes and stuff are the main things. I don't have much of a use for the points really, which is why we don't have much with it, but certainly something to consider. It's mostly the coming up with what are good things to what are good things to do gambling on? You know, do you do it score based? Do you do it on like over under on number of eagles or number of birdies? The hard part for me then is like coming up with the lines for it, but I don't know, something to think about. The dab for, well, it becomes a little bit more feasible. Becomes a little bit more feasible if I had gambling. Right now it's technically impossible. People love marbles. That's the other thing, V-Town. I thought about how to integrate marbles into the channel. I used to run marbles every once in a while back years ago. I haven't done it in quite some time. Again, I feel like with marbles, I don't know, I want to have some sort of reason. It's not just like, all right, run marbles. Like, maybe marbles is a point redemption. It's not like I can hand out points for winning marbles or anything. There's technically two sets of channel points. There's the Twitch track channel points, and then there's the channel points that my bot tracks, which also keeps track of your hours watched. But again, like, the points are largely useless. Nice putt. How many hours do you have to watch to make that many channel points? A lot. A lot. I think we calculated it at some point. Let me take a look real quick. Cause what's the I know if you're subbed, you get more, right? Okay. So yeah, you get 10 points every 5 minutes. There are special bonuses of plus 50. Participating in a raid is plus 250. Just over 95,000 years if you aren't subbed. 47,600 hours if you're tier 3. Nice. Nice. I mean, if you start adding in the watch streak and like the pay to win, yeah, you can maybe reduce the time a little bit. I have then, it's not technically an auto clicker. If you watch on desktop, which it is crazy to me, I get it because it's accessible and I appreciate people watching that way. It's crazy to me the percentage of people, over 50% of people watch on mobile. But if you watch on desktop, you should have FFZ, Franker Face Z. It's an extension. Turn on the Better Twitch TV extension, turn on the 7 TV extension. Within that, it will change your life for watching Twitch. So many options of customization stuff. There's an option to auto claim the bonus points. Better Twitch TV, you have, what's the other one? So I would say, so it's called Franker Face Z. Within that, you can enable Better Twitch TV. Let me, I can give you a little demo in a sec. So yeah, because I think that, well, I guess it's not quite GG's. Hold on. You're a mobile watcher? You're gonna change your life? I mean, if you're watching on mobile out of necessity, then I get it. But if you're watching on mobile by choice and you could be watching on PC, I just think the experience on PC is better. There are extra emotes through the third-party extensions. There's some quality of life things, tons of things that you can optimize. Yeah, auto-claim the bonuses, deleted messages. You can go back and see if somebody gets timed out or whatever. Like, you can have it still show. I never watch on mobile. Very, very rarely. And that's like if I'm like out and about and for whatever reason I'm like trying to check on somebody, or maybe I'm even just trying to check on my own channel for something. So yeah, I'll pull up FFZ once this match is donezo. Which, I mean, it is done, but we gotta, you know, formalities. Gotta actually finish it out. Yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with watching on mobile. I just have always thought that the mobile experience is subpar and that Twitch desktop is the way to go. All right, let's end this match with the hole out. Close. Just a bit outside. Anything that mobile does better than on desktop? No. The other thing is too, you can have like a viewer refresh. So like instead of having to refresh the whole browser, I think you tend to get better latency. Instead of having to refresh the whole like stream and everything, there's like a little just refresh the video player. Yeah, subs are more expensive, and that's not Twitch's fault. That's because the app stores take a cut. If you're on mobile and you choose to sub, go through the mobile web browser. It'll circumvent the app store fees. Not that subs are cheap these days by any stretch, because they're what, like $6 now? I just use my Prime sub. I haven't paid to sub to anybody in a really long time. There was one point, like early on Twitch, I probably carried 5 active subs every month for a while. If I dug through, like I have a few different channels that I have like 40, 50 month subs with that were all paid or mostly paid. All right, GG's oversized. GG's, man. Yeah, so it's an extra $2, and that's to cover the iOS or Android, like the Google Play Store fees. All right, so let me pull up real quick FFZ. I guess this isn't really gonna show for, because I don't have a hotkey for it, so I apologize to anybody watching on the vertical. I will go through this quickly. So you get actions such as, if you go in here, you can activate Better Twitch TV, you can activate a bunch of add-ons. I would say 7TV and Better Twitch TV emotes are the ones to go for. You can go through and see about if there's other stuff that you want to have. I haven't even like looked through these, to be honest. Inline completion is probably a nice one. Sir Stendek, he's actually the guy that wrote FFZ. But yeah, there are so many options. Things that you can change for appearance, things that you can hide or allow. like, you can, if there are things that you don't like, you can block them out. One of the ones that I like, for me, just, I can blur, like, games that I haven't played yet that I don't want to see any spoilers for. You know, like, there are quality of life things that are personal to you. They're also just general things. There's one where you can have it where it pings you. Like, it'll do like an audio ping if you're tagged. Yeah, so depending on, you know, what your situation is, if you talk to people and you get pinged in chats and you like to know when, and don't want to miss it, like, there's so many options in there. It's maybe a little bit overwhelming, but you can also change fonts and color schemes and emote spacing and stuff. Like, that's why I say, like, watch on desktop. It is far and away better if you are not bound to mobile. Obviously, if mobile is the way that you can watch, then that's the way that you can watch, and I appreciate you watching that way. But yeah, definitely is better. Okay, so I think it's Yeet and then Alberto, right? Or Albertoli. I'm shorthanding it. It's technically Albertoli Ravioli. Don't have a computer sad face? That's okay. That's okay. So yeah, we'll get you in here, Yeet. We'll take our quick break. I'll put the code in chat for you, and then we'll get going when we get back. So appreciate you guys all hanging out. We're gonna keep going for a little while longer here. So if you want to play some ranked duos, drop your request in the chat. I'll try and keep the queue flowing in order here. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break to clear the pre-rolls on Twitch, and then yeah, we'll probably play for another hour and a half, give or take, depending on hour 20, hour and a half, depending on how things are going, how we're feeling. Mateo, what's going on? Austin, welcome back. Yeah, so we've got Yeet, Albertoli, and then Mateo saying about playing, and then you, Austin. So yeah, we've got it queued up. So yeah, if people are still around when their turn comes about, then we'll get at it. If this becomes a bigger thing, then maybe I'll have to come up with a more formal queue. But right now, I'm trying to keep it all right here. All right, I'll be right back. 3 minutes.
It's raining.
Ads. Alright, we back. Let's get at it, eat. Let's get at it. Play, but you're at work watching? Well, appreciate you being here either way, Camel. Hopefully work's treating you well. I can't tell. I don't know what all the player cards and stuff are from. So I don't know if the bird is from achieving a high rank or if it was just some stupid mission that I didn't do. Or maybe I did do it, I don't know. I literally equipped the first player card or icon or whatever that they gave us. And I haven't changed it since. So that's what we're rocking and rolling with. I was looking forward to it on Thursday, and of course we didn't end up streaming. So I am very much so looking forward to stream tomorrow, playing some more Jedi Survivor. I've had fun with it thus far. It's very easy to pick up and play. Like it's played quite nice thus far. I don't really know how firm this is. Hey, what's going on, Charlie? That'll play. That'll play. We good, Charlie? Okay, somebody came to play. They hit me with the somebody's closer, huh? All right. You play 2K21, it's fun. 2K21 was technically TGC 2019 was, but 2K21 was pretty well my introduction to this game series. That's the one where I've put the most hours. It was a good time. It was a good time. This game definitely plays smoother, looks nicer. It made a lot of quality of life and UI improvements. But yeah, 2K21 was a good time. Hit it closer? I know. Kind of lobby is this? And I think we'll find out after a few holes eat, because I'm but a measly low par rank, so I don't know if my lack of losses is eventually gonna come back to bite me or what. Okay, that's a little better. Only like 424 and do it. So theoretically, we should be pulling low ranked people. We should not be in the high ranks. Yeah, what's going on, Twizzler? Woody? Yeah, that's my dad. It's not my dad. $167. Oh, he's giving the... Also be playing with people that are ranking it. That is true. That is true. People hitting their placements. Blake, what's going on? Favorite uncle, thank you very much for the follow. How we doing? Now that's closer. that was definitely closer. 220. 216 yards. I hate anything that like starts to creep out to like my 4-iron and beyond. At least this isn't a tucked front pin. Because in my experience, so many of the times it'll be like a 216-yard pin, but the hole will be in the front of the green. This is at least like towards the back. You got green to roll with and everything. Curdy Kurt. Apparently there are at least 2 other Curdy Kurts. Not a bad shot. I gotta fill this one out. That's so much break in the middle of this thing. I closed the contact like crazy. Yeah, it's gonna come out left and not great. I think even if I hit it square on, I don't think we were making that. That's got so much turn in it. All right, well, they're not doing themselves any favors. They're not doing themselves any favors. Door was open. Miss putt. That last hole, I mean, it's at least a tougher putt. Yeah, they're not doing themselves any favors. I thought about going power drive, but I don't want to risk the extra yardage going into the heavy rough on the other side. Oh, that's true. That's true. Because I'm used to like on Legend, you having to get outside of like 4%. 4 to 5% is when it starts to have an effect. I mean, that was 7. But it's also pro, so like it probably does affect, but the effect is even less marginal. Even on Legend, JB, you just have to be under like 4 to 5%, and it really isn't gonna matter. At least on a flat putt. I don't know. Hard to test with the sideways putts. I don't have any sort of methodology for testing that, but on a flat putt, you've got some pretty big wiggle room. Am I good at real golf, Charlie? No, but we're trying to get better. Real golf, or video game golf got me like really into real golf. I've only played twice this year. I haven't played that much just at all. Bought clubs 4 years ago, or I guess close to 4.5 years ago now, but I just haven't played a ton. I probably averaged, this year is bringing my average way down. I'd probably average like 10 rounds of golf a year. Which is not a lot. A little bit below my feet there. I thought that was gonna go substantially more right. So I was thinking we were gonna get all there. I mean, I guess I technically needed to factor in that green speed a little bit more, but I thought we were gonna get right of the hole and then break back. That was not the case. What's going on, Ro? How many hole-in-ones? I think it's 7 without challenges included. I think if you count hole-in-ones in challenges, it's like 19, something like that. Please hold as I take a look at my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I have 7 hole-in-ones in competition. Once you add in hole-in-ones from challenges, 14. Yeah, we have 18. The challenges, 10 of them are the hole-in-one challenges. We got a hole-in-one on one of the Oakmont par 3 challenges. But yeah, we have 7 hole-in-ones. The craziest thing is we have, in addition to that, we have another 20 eagle hole-outs from like 100 plus. Well, I guess not all of them are 100 plus, but a lot of them in that like 100 plus yard range. Bro, thank you very much for the sub. This is gonna be short. I'm gonna try and punch this through a little bit. I want to be left. I left it open. It's not bad. Not bad. I just left the face open a little bit, which in that spot you can't be. You've got to be square to closed on a lie that far below your feet. That was not, I don't think that was the shot they were looking for. No expert, but I think that was it. Yeah, I've done a better job in this game of having highlighted my stuff, because I've actually made like hole out highlight videos and stuff in this game. They, truth be told, have not performed as well as I had maybe hoped. Maybe that's me setting expectations too high or not, but I've done a good job of actually like recording all of my like hole-in-ones and albatrosses and eagle hole, like big eagle hole outs and stuff. Not just like chip-ins and those sorts of things, but like full shot hole outs. Am I a good golfer IRL heat dozer? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like a 27 handicap on a good day. Ooh, this is a tight squeeze. Pretty flat though. I'm gonna go for it. There you go, yeet. A lot of the eagle hole outs on my videos, which is really cool. Yeah, I mean, this is where they come from, is from the stream. If you see a dry patch of eagle hole outs, it's just we're not hitting them. That's kind of the hardest part. Obviously, like hole outs, eagles, aces, albatrosses, you know, those are obviously the best shorts. I try and put just the best shots in general if I can, or at least if I think about it. Sometimes I'm sure I miss ones that don't go in. It's tough because I want to have a video every day, but I don't have a hole out every day because I'm not that good at the game. 7 hole outs a week would be insane. But as long as people appreciate good shots and not, you know, only amazing shots, then we're good. Basically the stuff that looks really good for a really long time, or like, yeah, maybe you drive a par 4 to a pretty good chance. I don't really put much for putts. I probably could get away with putting more putts. I somehow slammed that one. Probably like paused at the top of my swing. Was it land to like 3 feet? Still pretty cool to you. Just started the game, and I think that's the thing that I have to remember when I'm like sending it out into the world is like, I have an expectation because of the amount that I've played these games and knowing what I'm capable of, and the people that I play against on a regular basis are also a very high skill level. But the general populace is not to the same degrees, so the things that I find not as impressive are maybe more impressive to more people than I think is the right way to word that. If there was a way to have put the one, forget, a couple weeks ago, we had a tournament where we had like, I think we had a round with like 10.6 foot proximity for 18 holes. There was a way to like have put that in a short. I think that would have been pretty good. I feel like if I hit a 6, I don't think with that. I think I have to loft this. So much side spit. I gotta put it out here. I can't be risking it. Hey, take it easy, JB. Appreciate you hanging out, dude. GG's. Thanks for playing. Catch you later. Your very first ever swing on 2v2 multiplayer was a hole-in-one on top of the rock. I mean, you just gotta quit then, right? Quit while you're ahead. 2 hole out so far. You've only played for a couple days, so you're getting better. Yeah, all with time. All with time. Yeah, I remember like when I first started this game, it was definitely a bit of a system shock. You know, but I've played 1,400 hours of 2K21 and another 900 of 23, so we have a lot of hours in these games. So there's a lot of knowledge and stuff that comes. It was more so just getting acclimated to the swing mechanics of this one. Hey, thanks for playing, Eat. All right, Albertoli. It is time for the Ravioli Man to step up. Hey, we're part 2. Yay. They're part 2 and 3. I think they just had that first. I think that first hole was, they just also happened to hit a really good shot, because after that, their proximity and gameplay was not, they were not consistently at the same level there. They're never gonna do it. They're never gonna do it. That's a 0. Differentiating between 0 and O and 1 and L, I think, or no, L and I. No, 1 and I. I think it's 1 and I because the L wouldn't be because the L is uppercase. It's all uppercase. They should just have certain letters that numbers that they don't use. Why it has to be the full alphabet and they couldn't just go hexadecimal or something, I do not know. Summer Outsider and Labs 75. I faced a guy like that pretty early into the game. It was not Lab 75, but I have faced somebody with a very similar complexion, to say the least. Been a while. Been a while, but I have seen someone of such stature before. All right. We've got the honors off the tee here. 333. I don't think... No, 334. 536. I think I can only get out to about 380. I don't think I can get all the way down there, so I'm just gonna leave you a wedge. If I had JB's power to 108 it, I'd go for the green, but I'll just give you a nice like 100 yards or so. On holes that you don't think you can reach the green, lay up for like 90 to 120. Yeah, that's always my game plan. That's always my game plan. If I can get you like greenside bunker, then that's different. I'm gonna go for it and yeah, hope that I don't put you in the rough. But if I can get you to a place where I think you can pick or super flop, I'm probably gonna do that. But if I'm gonna leave you stranded in no man's land of like 30 to 80 yards or something, I'd try and put it like 100 to 150. Yeah, if there's one thing I'd have to toot my own horn on, course management is probably up there. Nice shot. Very spinny. Kickstarter, your come up, course management. Yeah, I think keeping yourself away from, obviously, like, fairways. I put very high value on fairways in regulation. I know that there are exceptions to it. I think some people try to devalue them quite a bit, and I don't quite get why. Because the more furs you have, the more accuracy you have. Get yourself into furs at like wedge to 9-iron distance. Obviously winds and stuff are situational because sometimes it's a heavy headwind and you want like an 8-iron or something to just sit. But yeah, getting yourself to distances that are very, very controllable, and then knowing how elevation and wind plays is a huge piece to proximity. I mean, it's the same thing with real golf. Obviously, you have to know what your shots are, what your yardages are, what your shot shapes are, but putting yourself into position to do smart things and execute, like, that's a very big piece of it. You know, my big struggle in real life golf is not course management. It's I can't. My shot hitting consistency is not there, and thereby course management doesn't matter. But in a game like this, where you can be very consistent and repetitive, course management becomes a huge piece of it, because the number of times that you can actually execute upon what you're thinking is much higher. Just smashing it towards the pit. I'm just trying to get the ball up to the green and like have the chance to go up and down for like a bogey. You know, that's a win if I'm not freaking getting to the green in 4 or 5, because that's what it ends up being. I do not like this, Sam. I am. There was so much about that putt I did not like. All right. Bunkers. I think this is the play. Play it up the right-hand side. I think that's the best way to keep the bunkers out of it. Oh, hi, Quicklin. Welcome back. How have you been? Good to see you. I run Sculptor. I have been Sculptor since day one, probably largely because I was a Sculptor in the last game. I like shot shaping. I like the little bit of extra power. I have enough consistency on my inputs at this point to not need it like a technician on contact and swing path. I can still get high 80s to low 90s. I think largely recovery is a wasted stat. I like the balance of correction at 70 and shaping I have at 90. Because for me, having consistency on where my inputs are is a big piece of it too. Like, I'm always shaping it to the same spot. You know, obviously you have to play for it, but like the fact that as a draw bias, I can cut it like 5 yards. Yeah, I can get myself out. Not everything. You can't get yourself out of everything, because there are some really nasty lies that you can get into. I can get myself out of most things, shot shaping wise. And it also just allows me to manipulate distances and loft. Loft is the big thing. Being able to put extra loft. I play a little bit more distance. Like, I think I play 79 power as my stock. I play 99 on my driver, but I think I play 79 stock and a little bit more, like 70 or like 86 or something. Whew, that was close. And then it's gone. And it's long gone. Like 86 or something on like my hybrid and wood. But being able to have more distance on higher lofted clubs and then put even more loft onto it, it just helps so much with my distance control and being able to stop the ball. I'm gonna take it back just a touch. I don't want to de-green like they did. I underswung it by another 2%. I was so scared about de-greening myself like they did that I just did not hit it. makeable. I know, but it's like it's like 3% short. That helps though. Ran Technician all the way to this update since Magician themed. It's a good build, wanted to grind something new. Yeah, I think at this point in the game, I don't know, there's like two ways to look at it. I think with the upgrades, Technician is definitely even more viable now because you can get more power and stuff onto it. I think Magician has a really balanced build. So I think Magician is a strong candidate. I just think personally that the amount that's built into recovery and the lack of correction, I believe, that's on Magician, those are like the big downsides to me. Ooh, Drivable 4. Doing pretty good, glad to hear it. Is the tennis treating you well? I feel like at this point I should just always assume yes. But it's not necessarily how that works. Might be short. Oh, it did get up. Ooh, and we're funneling? Stay up. Very nice. I wasn't sure. I never know when it's the big uphills like that. Like sometimes it just kills all the momentum even on longer clubs and doesn't want to climb. I can't wait to miss this putt. Looking forward to it. Ooh, not quite as good as the original labs. Not quite as good as the original. I mean, it took the exact same idea, but just ran it a little bit too much. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. That's certainly less than ideal. Purposely brought it back more than you thought it was going to be. Self-trick sometimes. Aim for the distance you think it is. Then pull it back. Yeah, I think it depends on, like, your natural tendencies, right? Like, do you tend to overhit or underhit? Like, those are all sorts of adjustments to make. Okay. Doesn't break that much. Is what it's telling me. .306 predicted matches. It's hitting 71%. Break even for the average odds you're betting is 56%. So going 15% over. That's pretty dang good. That is pretty dang good. I'm gonna let it just peel right. I can't really take this hole on because of the kick. Oh, that's still a pretty firm bounce. Had I known that, I would have gone for the front edge and tried to kick it right to left. I didn't think we were gonna get that firm of a bounce. I guess it's probably because I'm just moving the right stick and not the left stick. That's the place to put it. Yeah. That's exactly where I would want to try and put it had I known that it was that bouncy. ROI over all the bets is right at 17%. And what were you saying is... What were you saying is like expected ROI? Hey, all good, man. We're 3 up. Think we can afford one. I feel like you had said before, like in the 4 to 5%. Most good bettors are 2 to 5. Anything like 9 and up is considered elite. Yeah, I guess it's like, my first thought is like, well, if you're only making 2 to 5%, why wouldn't you just invest? Or not even invest, but like, obviously investment would be higher, and then, yeah, why wouldn't you just put it in a high yield savings? But it's the trade-off is like, you're compounding at a much faster rate. And it's also about like amount in, amount out. Like, in betting, that's the trade-off. Because that's 2 to 5%, but probably with a lot more transaction, I guess would be the proper way to say it. Oh, I pushed it. I came way inside. I came way inside on that one. And people love instant gratification. That's also true. That is also true. Well, there's so many things to factor with betting. Like, are you doing it as a potential for passive income, but more of a fun thing? Are you relying on the income? Yeah, you definitely don't want to be in the place where you like absolutely need everything to go right. It's also about being smart. Like, parlays and stuff are largely sucker things from what I understand. Nice putt. Nice putt, nice putt. Mateo, if you are still lurking about, you are up after this match reaches its conclusion, which is very shortly. Push it again. I am most upset by this. I'm getting like way too far inside. Okay, I don't need to be as... I just need inside feel, not like actual inside. Parlays are the biggest margin for betting sites. They so rarely hit. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, Matt. No, and it's like it looks like, oh, it's low cost and high payout, so like people do it, but that adds up, right? And much like a casino, even some of the sports books are casinos, it is always in the favor of the casino, but people go in and look at what they could do, like could win. And obviously sports betting has more control to it, but they're still not fully controlled. The only thing that you're like fully in control of, I think, still in all of like gambling is poker. You know, Texas Hold'em, it's a skill game. It's man versus man. There's no, you know, even in betting, you may know a lot, or in sports betting, you may know a lot. Hey, nice putt. Thanks for the carry. What am I even doing here? GG's. Yeah, Mateo, if you're about, you're up next. If not, then Austin will have the torch passed unto them. That hop in? Yeah, if I'm ever doing ranked duos, it is open invite. Yeah, like I said, Texas Hold'em, like it's man versus man. Even if you're a skilled sports bettor, you can probably win above average, but things are so out of your control, right? And like, we've talked about this before, and like, Guy knows, you know, the ugly side of things, of just how negatively sports gambling has affected things. Because, and you've seen it with the PGA Tour, like Max Homa and stuff has talked about it. Like, these guys get contacted, you know, people are Venmo requesting and stuff. All right, I'm putting the code in the chat. Yeah, Mateo, if you are here, the floor is yours. If you are not here, then Austin will take the claim. Yeet has already rolled through, Guy. He was right before Albertoli, so he was 2 matches ago. Hey, no problem, Yeet. Thanks for playing, man. Have a good night. I will catch you later. All right. I mean, if I'll give. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, let me give Austin a tag real quick. See if that awakens the beast. All right, get in there. Let us dominate. Let us dominate. Hey, we're gonna get to like the same rank as our solo here in duos. Nice. Just, you know, just a solid par 2 player. Get in there, Scotty. Get in there. Welcome on in, everybody from Scotty's. Yes, hello. We are partaking in the ranked portion of the game in our TGC downtime. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a good stream, Scotty. Appreciate you bringing your people over. We're just, you know, we're cruising along. Par 2, you know, just it's a really good ranked player, you know. You tried to snipe Mikey? Are you low enough ranked to snipe me? That's the fun part in all of this. But yeah, it's the sports gambling side. It's like, if players don't perform, right? Like, obviously, odds are based on expected performances, but people can underperform or overperform and turn the tides of betting, and because of that, you get some very angry people who reach out to players, even the college ones and stuff. And it's just, not that you should reach out to any of them, but yeah, it's pretty nasty stuff. You think you are par 2? Okay, so you're eligible, more or less, to snipe. Although the problem is I'm in duos, so if you're trying to solo queue duos, that's never really a recipe for success. Always befuddles me that people will try, and even in like Rocket League and stuff, like people trying to queue ranked with just randos. I can't do it. I gotta play with somebody that I know. That is in the rough. Just a little too much club. Do 23, but like, it's not gonna play. That's gonna be long. I think. I was afraid of the choke shot being too short, but that got down there still. What driver do I use, Plumpy? That's a great question. I think it's the Mizuno. I think it's a Mizuno driver. It's one of the, what do they call it? The limited edition Mizuno driver. I think from the first Clubhouse Pass season. All right, Austin. Nicely done. NFL, MLB, and NBA are the worst to bet in that order. That's why you don't bet on any of those anymore. I feel like tennis is probably a smart one in the sense that you have individuals, and so the control is much higher. Okay, I got 102. I think that gives me enough. It's gonna be really nice distance-wise. So, tennis, you get 1v1s. Golf is a tough one because it's one man versus a field. Now, there's different stuff for, like, positioning and everything. But yeah, having head-to-head is good. I've heard the NBA is a good one out of the majors in the sense that one player influences so much. Because NBA is like a star-based sport. Like, you can have stars on NFL team or MLB team, but there are too many moving pieces. NBA, there's a little bit more. Obviously, they could not play well. The rest of the team, whatever. Like, there are other factors. It's not a sure shot. But I've heard because of that. I know NHL is like a really big momentum sport. I mean, so is NBA. But yeah, there's definitely something to be said about the amount of pull an individual can have in that sport. NBA injuries is what to watch like a hawk. React to the news before numbers get pulled or changed. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Like, injury reports and like knowing how that affects an individual game and being able to react. Now, obviously, that's super tight timing and everything, and I'm sure sports books are getting better at combating that. But yeah, being able to catch out the big momentum swings. At the end of the day, it's all statistics plays, right? It's just playing the odds. Chinese badminton. I've heard some pretty rough stuff about people that have like gambling addictions and stuff, and they just start betting on random stuff like Swedish table tennis or something that's playing at like 2 a.m. You know, it starts to... It's like, how do you even make an educated bet on that stuff? I mean, it's probably less regulated, and that's probably part of the appeal. It's Polish. Oh, I'm sorry. I picked a random combo. Bet goalie saves in NHL and points, rebounds, and assists in NBA. Don't bet score lines or money lines in team sports. That's fair. That's fair. There's probably larger consistencies on individual player play than team results. What's going on, JC? You just find pick'ems, flip a coin, you're up 1453 since 2020. Nice, man. Nice, man. Rocking like 275 a year. Maybe a little less than that. Solid. Solid. Oh, that's funny. Ooh. So it's close. Player props. I don't think I'll ever get into gambling. That's just not how my brain is wired. But it is interesting, like, understanding the math and logic and stuff that goes into it. False rumors now about players getting in car accidents that look like they were started to manipulate betting lines, which is pretty gross. So what, they try and manipulate it and then bet against the way that that would move the odds? Yeah, I mean, and that all plays into, like, the trouble with sports betting, right? Is, like, the how fans and gamblers can affect the game, right? Because it also, you know, there have been scandals throughout sports of people throwing games or, you know, affecting different outcomes for kickbacks and stuff. Like, it's pretty nasty. Table tennis data is fairly easy to find, but sportsbooks don't have the most dialed-in lines. Easy to find discrepancy. Right, so it's one of those, like, because it's not as major of a thing, it's easier to find favorable odds and matchups and whatnot. And that all makes sense. And that's less about, I mean, it's still statistical, like, playing the odds, but the odds are more favorable because it's less, I don't want to say less regulated. I mean, it probably is less regulated by association, but it's just less understood and less accurate because of popularity. Because if it became like a super popular thing, then those sorts of things would not happen as much. Ooh, oh, it turned back at the end. Hi, you're a Raider. Welcome on in from Scotty's stream, guy. You definitely haven't been here since the start of this stream. Ooh, that was still almost low. Active investigation going on in the NBA for players sandbagging. Yeah, and I know that there's been some stuff like in MLB this year, right? There were like 2 pitchers for the Guardians. Hey, what's going on, Legend Wolf? How are you doing? I think the Guardians had like 2 pitchers. The one was crazy because wasn't the one like on individual pitches? Like it was like prop bets for first pitch type stuff. That's like crazy. Your computer is so powerful you can run 2 streams at the same time? Dude. You must have like a 5080 Super Ti. And you're probably running 2 of them, right? I forget what they call that. When you run two GPUs. I feel like the GPUs have gotten powerful enough these days that you don't have to do that anymore, but there was definitely a point in time where that was a thing. Water cooled, send emails so fast. What a coworker. What a coworker this man is. All right, 96. Let's call it 98. By 96 idea, it'd be 108. Right, 104. 106. What am I saying? 98. I'm gonna do this instead. Try and have a little bit less spin back. Because my concern was if I try and play the full regular shot, I'm just gonna zip from the back or like get onto the fringe and not come back, and I just figured I'd de-loft it instead. Non-disciplinary administrative leave. First pitch he threw like 35 straight balls. Yeah, and it's crazy because obviously like technology is good, and so yeah, if you know what to look for, you know, and find the anomalies and stuff. But yeah, it's a shame. I don't think it's anything that's ever going to be avoided so long as gambling exists. And even if gambling doesn't exist legally, I think it's one of those things that it will find a way. Anyway, I'm just personally a little bit annoyed with, they're sick and tired of the incessant advertising for gambling. Like, it is ad after ad about this sports book or that or this casino in the palm of your hands. It's like, largely because it's not my thing, but also largely because it's so predatory. Because the people that it's targeting are more likely, just generally speaking, the ones that can't really afford it. Alright, we're gonna slowly work our way back left. Oh, the wind just holds it up. Full shot there. I fear that if I full swing that, we're long, because I'm 9 yards short. I would have been long. I would have had to have like manipulated the loft and stuff. I'd rather that put up the hill than be out the back of the green. What up, Savage Soldier? Yes, this is 2v2. We're playing ranked duos. Is what it is. Definitely isn't good for the... Yeah, I don't think it's, like, avoidable, but it's definitely not a beneficial thing overall, I don't think. Like, obviously there's a ton of money to be made, and that's why it happens and exists, but I think for the... I don't want to say the sacredness of the game, but I can't think of the word right now. You know, for the game itself, I think it's not good. Gambled their house away in your social comment, right? And then but like on the flip side, or not even on the flip side, but like adjacent to that, they make a bad choice, and then nice putt. See, 27 feet. Well, it's not a bad place to be. It's actually exactly where you want to be. But then they get pissed and they start, you start getting like violent and hateful comments at individual players or at teams and stuff, and it's like, first off, they're probably already disappointed about their performance, but it's not their fault that you made a dumb choice based on like what you thought they would do. Integrity, that's the word I was looking for. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks, man. All right. They're probably looking at me like, this guy doesn't fit in here. How did he? I don't belong, but I do. All right. So I guess the question is, do we have any other folks that would like to get in a match? Because if there is, I can do one more. We gotta take a quick break. If so, otherwise we'll call the stream here. I'm fine with it either way. Average bettors ROI long term is a loss of 7%, right? And that's average. Obviously, there are a few that skew those numbers both ways. Yeah, and like the other thing is like those intro betting offers and stuff, like where it's like, put in this much money and get this much for free, but it's like the bonus bets can't be cashed out. They have to be rebet within X number of hours. And so it's like this rush to like try and get you sucked into it, and then like you get that quick dopamine hit because you hit one of them. And so the cycle begins. But again, if I want to, yeah, we can run one more. I've got time for one more. All right, so we're gonna run a quick 2-minute ad break to get rid of the pre-rolls here, and then Austin and I are gonna run Uno Mas. So appreciate y'all being here and hanging out. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
It's raining.
Ads. All right, let's run it back. Huntington Sound. All right. Zeed's nuts. All right. But yeah, I was thinking about it a number of weeks ago now. My wife and I and my son, we were out to dinner with my mother-in-law, and the guys in the booth behind me, they were there before we sat down and like most of their conversation was about the different bets that they were placing, and they were placing so many. Like, it sounded like they were betting on every single game, like, that was going on, and it's just like, I don't know how you keep up with it. I mean, I think all of it kind of boils down to that mentality of like, or not even it's not even a mentality thing. It comes down to accessibility. You know, and I think it's a byproduct of just the technology that we have at our disposal. You know, like, smartphones and everything are fantastic devices, and it's incredible what they can do for good. But it's like the accessibility to social media, the accessibility creates a really toxic thing for work-life balance for a lot of people, because they can be reached at all times, and thereby like work-life balance gets blurred. Accessibility to gambling. I mean, it's not like legal sports betting has been a thing to an extent in a lot of places, or in some places, but you would have to physically go somewhere to do it. Yeah, the fact things are in the palm of your hand and you can so easily make these decisions. Oof, nice try. Like, it's wild to me. It's also probably something that, like, as a dad now, even though my son is 2 years old, like, it's something that I hope that I, you know, can get right in his head to be smart with, because you have access to it so young, so easily, and like he will be exposed to many sports because I like sports. That's a big thing for me, you know. I'm a big Philly sports guy. I like golf. I like F1. You know, there will be sports exposure, so gotta do what I can. Scary movie time, keep you safe? I'll try, Scotty. I'm assuming you're not watching, like, the movie Scary Movie. To which I have never seen, because I don't watch scary movies, so I don't even know, like, the tropes. I'm sure it would still be funny, but I'm sure there's a ton that I'm missing. I'm trying to think. So I've seen a couple of scary movies, largely because of, like, I think in high school, people watched it, like, I was invited to maybe 1 or 2 Halloween parties, and so they watched them there. So I think I've seen one of the Paranormal Activities. I'm trying to think what else. I've seen The Shining. Don't remember much, except for Here's Johnny. And the twins in Red Rum. I guess I remember more of it. I don't remember the whole thing, but I guess I remember more than I'm giving myself credit for. I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Very scary one? You have to keep me on full volume or else it'll be too scary. I gotta try and look it up. Like, what were top scary movies from, I don't know, 2011 to 2010 to 2012. Is Insidious? I want to say I saw Insidious. I want to say that was the other one. Like, one of the Paranormal Activities, I really don't remember which one. And Insidious, I think, are like the 2 scary movies that I've seen. Not really by choice, because I don't watch scary movies. I don't play horror games. Thrillers are, I guess I can stomach a thriller. I don't like the ones that are like cheap jump scares. So like A Quiet Place was good. I guess to a certain very little, but I Am Legend, I guess, has a couple little spots from what I remember. What about Saw? Never seen it. Never seen it. I just don't go down that rabbit hole. Now, my wife and I did put a couple of movies on our watch list that I think are thriller classification. Nothing horror though. Let me see. Let me see what IMDb has tagged as thriller. Also, did the Phillies just decided that nobody wanted to show up tonight? We were up 3-0. What happened? Sanchez unraveled. Romano, just putting him in the game. So Ross, all right, well that makes sense. Go Birds? Go Birds. Obligatory Go Birds. Ew, IMDb, that's where I was going. Also, not really big news, but news about, my weekend was pretty good. I finished listening to Fellowship of the Ring audiobook. So I have now moved on to the second. I have a putt to take. I didn't hit the power. Hesitated at the top of my backswing. Oops. Watch list. Okay, is there a way to... Can I look for genre? Give me thriller. Okay. I don't know who tags these, so I'll let you guys pick out the actual thrillers. Sixth Sense, Beverly Hills Cop, Argo, Silence of the Lambs, Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Planet of the Apes, Ocean's 11, Rush Hour, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, and Bourne Identity. I think only 2 of those, maybe 3, are actually thrillers. Who tags these? Is this like user tagging? Is this because this is like reading a Steam page? It'd be like that's not a thriller. Oh, apparently I had a watch time filter on it as well. So let me add a few. Prisoners, A Few Good Men, Parasite, Hurt Locker, No Country for Old Men, The Departed, Inferno, Die Hard, the new Hunger Games movie, The Other Planet of the Apes, National Treasure 2, the other Oceans movies, the Joker movies, and Bourne Legacy, and regular Jason Bourne, and Monkey Man. Who tags this stuff? Who tags this stuff? Those are all tagged thriller. I haven't watched it, but I can guarantee you that Rush Hour is not a thriller. Most of them are not thrillers. So yeah, there's a little. I think that was about a third of the movies on our watch list, or our to watch list. I would say about 95% of them are ones that we haven't seen. I think some are on there as like one of us has seen them. Yo, what's going on, Hydro? I'm gonna put just a touch. Just a little touch on there. I let the face open. Womp womp. Bot is positive 13 of the last 15 days, only negative those 2 days by 1.67, 1.08 units. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, 2 and 3/4 unit negative. I mean, obviously, need to know what the positive is on the other days. Matters, but I would say that's implied in a pretty good spot. I'm doing well, Hydro. Thank you very much for the follow, dude. And we're just we're chilling, playing some ranked duos. Last match of the night. Just running ranked duos with viewers. Chilling in the TGC Offseason. Be in the Ryder Cup, Riley? Yes. I got it, which reminds me, I gotta get my availability stuff sorted out for that. So, be on the lookout for potential weekend streams, because I'm having a feeling that playing against Eurofolk is not going to happen during my time slot. That could be a very nice shot if all works out. Oh man. The uphill just killed it. Thought we'd maybe get a little bit more bounce. Still in a good spot. So yeah, we're probably looking at some like Saturday or Sunday matches if I had to guess. Because I can't play during work. Yeah, I'm a good employee. Just started playing PGA, pretty fun. Just been trying to find solid streamers. Well, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully I meet the criteria. We play a lot of competitive when we do play. And I don't mean ranked. I mean we play like competitive, like the highest competition societies. But we're in the off season right now because they follow the real tour schedule for the most part. So tour championship was this past week. We're pretty well off until like the end of September. Although September we've got Ryder Cup stuff going on, and we're also going to be playing in Revan. Revan is holding a like multi-week tournament. We're never going to win that, I don't think, but there are cash payouts for hole-outs. Hole-in-ones, and I think hole-outs over a certain length, so we might have something there, depending on how we play. Enough European streamers for a whole team. So I think there are a couple of players on both teams who are not content creators fully, but for the most part, I think the field is. I think it's largely content creators. So yeah, Europe has a few. Okay, we're gonna overpower this, kick it off. There's the kick, roll. Just run it back there. Ran out of steam, but that's still a really nice approach. 34 and a third, basically, in 13 days in the positive. Very nice. Very nice. Now, I know that units is definitely like an arbitrary thing, but I know that there's some math behind that. You know, percentages and comfort levels and stuff. Hey, we're still closer. Oh, man. Okay, so your units are 100. Nice putt. I mean, it doesn't matter because we 2-putt to win, but... Yeah, for me, I think a unit would be $1. But again, I don't bet because I would hate to lose. So I would probably lose at a rate that I would not enjoy. I'd feel like I'm just wasting money. I almost there was a brief moment in time where I considered like free rolling. I had a little bit of cash that came free, and I thought about parlaying it into the like intro offer thing. I was like, I'm not going down that rabbit hole, I don't think. I had done a while back one of those like play apps, get money things. I think it was back over like the Christmas break, like a long time ago. I was off of work for like 2 weeks, and so I was just like, sure, why not? And I just had it sitting there in PayPal, and I was like, I should just cash it out and put it in savings. It's like it's a stupid thing. I was like, this money is worth more to me now than it is after I've like tried to turn it into something more, I'll end up with 0 again. Started betting at 18, been doing it ever since. DFS for the, what's DFS? Yeah, I think you can get good at it. You know, I've thought about messing around with stuff with like whatever. This is to win it, so I'll just okay, sure. Thanks. Daily fantasy sports, okay. So I thought about maybe like trying to mess around with like AI base picking and like obviously not actually have any money associated with it, but have it pick and see how it would play out, but I haven't ventured down that rabbit hole either. More game theory. Construct lineups for games based on salary and player combinations. Bot has a paper betting command. GG's Austin. GG. Like the new FedEx Cup setup on IRL PGA Tour. I think we were talking about it last week. I don't know what the right solution is, Riley. I think it ultimately depends on what are they trying to set up for. Is it supposed to just be like the winner of the FedEx Cup, right? Like it is just the winner of this event or sequence of events that is kind of influenced by, like that is influenced by how well you played all season to get into it? Or is it to be like, who's the best golfer of the year? Because if it's to who's the best golfer of the year, then this doesn't solve it. I think as a viewer, I think a match play playoff for the final 28 or 30 or whatever, you know, it works out to be, I think would be cool, but I don't think that'll ever happen because I think advertisers don't want the risk of big names not being there at the end. Obviously, big names could not be there at the end. That's a possibility because it's sports. But generally speaking, you're gonna have big players at the end of a tournament in the current setup. So used to give 2 different trophies at the end. Don't know why they ever went away from that. Yeah, I think Scotty still gets like a best player of the year like monetary award. I don't know if there's a trophy and stuff associated with it. It's a funky thing. Oh, did they get rid of the Dell Match Play? The WGC event? I didn't realize that they got rid of it. I just wasn't really paying attention this year. So I didn't see it. I didn't realize it didn't happen. Didn't re-sign Austin Country Club. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed that too. I think match play is a fun thing. That's why like Ryder Cup will be a lot of fun here next month. You know, we're gonna get some match play. We're gonna get some, you know, some best ball and different things, alt shot. So I'll be looking forward to that. I want more of that, but I don't know if it just doesn't sell well or if it's because of the limited number of players that you can have to make it work, like that sort of thing. I'm sure there are all sorts of behind the scenes logistics at play. So some of that's gonna just, you know, affect the overall tournaments that we get and the way that things are set up. Season before this was the last one. Dang. Yeah, that was a fun tournament. That was a fun tournament. All right, I'm gonna send you guys over to Jish. he's playing some golf, so we'll keep you in the same vein here. I don't know exactly what he's playing. It looks like Societies. We will be back the rest of this week, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday should be good. I'll keep you guys posted if anything changes with that one. We should still be good. We should be good for Thursday. If it changes, I'll let you guys know in Discord. If you have not voted in the poll for what we do Wednesday, that is pinned in the chats here. If you lose that, it's in the Discord in the suggestions tab. You can dictate if we play some more ranked or if we play the Plat exhibition event. But we will be back tomorrow night with Star Wars Jedi Survivor on the hardest difficulty. So I'm looking forward to diving back into that. Had a fun time with it last week. Unfortunately, we didn't get to play Thursday. But we're going to be getting some more of that in this week as well. And then we'll be back on Golf Wednesday. And so on and so forth. Little alt shot, if you will, of content. Haha. All right. I'm done talking. Go say hi to Jish. Have a wonderful night. I'm gonna go finish. My tree ent or ent whatever. My ent chapter of the Two Towers. All right. Bye.